which is the Ting Fire Daymaster. Now, for Fire Daymaster, there is an extra element to look at. Actually, all Daymasters, you also need to look at this. But for Fire Daymasters, one more particular than all the other Daymasters, what would that be? What would that be when looking for, when appraising the chart of a Ting Fire Daymaster? Anyone? Yes, excellent. Time of birth. Of course, time of birth is crucial for all, but for Ting Daymaster, more particular. Ping Fire Daymaster as well. That is correct. So Ting Fire is the yin fire. It is the candlelight. It is lamp. It is the one that is best to illuminate the night. It is the stars at night. Therefore, it would be good for Ting Fire Daymaster to be born at night. To be born at night. So Ting Fire Daymasters are yin, and it will be more vulnerable than many other Daymasters. So as we look into Ting Fire, let's start off with how one shall meet the Jia Chen. So first and foremost, what is wood? What is wood for a Ting Fire Daymaster? Wood represents resource. Fantastic. And so of all the Daymasters, Ting Daymasters need wood. So therefore, there is a need for wood. There is a need for resource. Therefore, meeting the Jia Chen is meeting direct resource. And therefore, on the first instant, it would represent, feeding wood to fire. That would be very useful. More for the first Daymaster here, which is the Ting chou. The Ting chou is your ox, is the fire ox. Now, fire ox is fire in winter and therefore vulnerable. Fire ox tends to be more reclusive. It's very reclusive, very introvert, and generally lack security. It feel a bit more insecure. Because if you look into the Ting Daymaster here, it has a 7K controlling it. It has one, and it has also the earth. As you can see, earth produces earth, and earth weakens the fire. And therefore, you can see that Ting Tower is one that has one element that controls it, 7K, mercilessly, and one element that weakens it with an EG here. But having said that, of course, there is always a good effect, and the good effect comes from the fact that we always like to see eating God controlling 7K. Therefore, it is a very refined, delicate Daymaster. But one, of course, now meeting the Jia Chen, generally, if you look into the pillar, there will be direct resource sitting on hurting officer. And direct resource sitting on hurting officer is generally inauspicious. But then, of course, the direct resource itself represents what that is favorable. Now we take a look into what does it mean for all the Ting Daymasters to be meeting direct resource. Now, direct resource, of course, may represent knowledge. Direct resource represents meeting the mother, meeting knowledge, meeting the mentor. Direct resource can be the noble person. And when it sits on hurting officer, it sits on rebellion. It sits on creativity. It sits on something that think out of the box. So if it is inauspicious, it can mean that this Daymaster Ting Daymaster may be gaining knowledge, the knowledge that somehow create an upset against the conventional thinking. Therefore, it may be a seed of rebellion, a seed of going against the boss, going against the officer. Therefore, this may be one thing that can be read into what will likely be the case where it meets. Now, direct resource also represents health, and therefore, hurting officer is one that also can be related to the health, health issues here as well. And health pertaining to liver affecting the bowel. Therefore, uh, this may be symbolizes by alcoholism or symbolized by having a gut-related issue as well. Therefore, this is where when we look into Ting chou meeting the Jia Chen, coming into the point. Right. As we look into the second one, we have your Ting Mao. Now, first and foremost, Ting Mao is one that sits on wood. And so just like a candle, this fire has a wood branch. Therefore, it provides feeding into it. So Ting Mao will be far more confident, far more resilient because it has its support of wood coming into it. But the support here is indirect resource, indicating that Ting Mao has a very strong propensity to teach. They have a very strong propensity to show. Because the thing about Ting Mao is that fire, Daymaster, is they are spiritual. Ting Mao is very spiritual because indirect resource is mostly spiritual, religious, and enlightened, and more abstract. Also can be good in metaphysics in a way. They like metaphysics stuff. The more indirect resource that you have, the more open you are to the study of metaphysics, the study of alternate knowledge. That means you like the abstract philosophical thinking. To you that appeals to it. And therefore, Ting Mao sits on this resource, has that particular so-called knowledge. And now, as we come on to this particular judgment, it becomes even though it's read as inauspicious, but it's generally one have to be careful. More Ting Day Master may welcome the direct resource because direct resource fits more into it. So now there's more wood to burn, more wood to burn. So I would say that even though the pillar is generally inauspicious, I would rather alter this to be quite auspicious for the part. But there's one thing, remember what is the relationship between the rabbit and the dragon? Anyone can remember that there is a special relationship? Now, what relationship do we find for the thing or here, if you can recall? There is also your Chen and Mao. Harm, there's also the kind of harm relationship that comes into it. Correct. And therefore, what would be the harm? What would be the harm? And this harm, of course, we may have things such as the case of the six harms or the signature. This six harm may actually be from a point where overflow of resources, especially the burn, may result in exhaustion, may result in the need to work a lot more for lesser return. Therefore, a lot of work, but not enough results. Because why? More wood means more resources that burns the fire, but then of course the results are not there sometimes. So this brings us to the part about looking into Ting Mao facing your Jia Chen this particular year. All right, so that would be one. As we take a look into the next one, we have your Tingsi. Tingsi is definitely almost a pure fire pillar. Definitely, snake is your element, the peak element for your summer. And in this case, not really peak, a horse is peak, but in a way, there's a growth start for your fire in summer. Therefore, this fire burns very, very hot, very hot. And having, of course, a direct wealth in your spouse pillar makes this one that has good marriage when it comes to your male. If it is a male a fire snake, it's a fire snake daymaster. And of course, now meeting the Jia Chen comes into the relationship. The relationship indicates that number one, when we meet your dragon, what would the dragon represent? The dragon represents the hurting officer, represents 7K, represents indirect resource. So if you look into the classical metaphysics, all these three, 7 killing, hurting officer, and indirect resource, are stereotypically inauspicious. They are not seen to be favorable in classical metaphysics. Therefore, the dragon would not be one that is favorable to the fire, indicating that dragon belongs to the season of spring. And fire, of course, Ting fire is summer. So if you look into the season of spring, basically that is the graveyard, or that is the end of your summer. That means it would be the part where summer is in the death, so-called cycle, so to speak. So this essentially indicating that the Ting fire doesn't do well in the Chen. In a way, dragon can also be symbolized as a jungle, and as a jungle, of course, a spring jungle, a jungle with a lot of trees in it. Therefore, Ting fire don't survive very well in this particular moist, dark jungle. Sometimes you can see it that way. All right, so as we bring it to the reading, so what would the reading entails here? Would indicate that this dragon brings about the three inauspicious signs that would denote the number one, 7K killing. 7K may represents a merciless boss. That means work environment may be a bit more toxic. Hurting officer also represents can represent children for the output for the female. May also represents insubordination of staff. Staff are not being subordinate. Therefore, that may represent the challenges that the things may face in this particular coming year as well. All right, take a look into the next one. We then have your goat. Goat is a thing. In this particular part about the Tingwei would then be one that also sits on fire. First thing first, we see that the Tingwei, which is the goat, is rooted. It is rooted, and it's rooted friend star, indirect resource, and EG. Now, when we look into all these trees are they introvert or are they extrovert? They are more often than not introvert elements. Introvert. Indirect resource enjoys being alone. Right? Pei Pei, hello. Uh, Eating God is also a loner. Friend style is also a bit more narcissistic. Therefore, the Tingwei can be a bit more uh, of a loner, of a stubborn person, and also tends to feel that the person needs to work a lot harder. Needs to work hard, especially if this person is born during the day, because when Ting fire is born during the day, and Ting is basically the one element that is not hidden that comes into it. So when we find the goat meeting the dragon, this is Earth meeting Earth. Earth meeting Earth tends not to be there's a tendency for some kind of bullying punishment, some kind of a clash, some kind of change in the environment, and the change in the environment brings about external visiting that is more extrovert that comes into it. There's more extrovert that comes into it. So indicating that this particular dragon clashes out. Not of course, dragon clash with dog. We know that, not. But again, whenever there's earth and earth, there is also some kind of bullying punishment or clashes that comes along the issue as well. That can then pushes this out, and this pushes out may also introduce legal. Can also introduce some legal challenges to the good. Challenges to the good as well. Therefore, that is also what we can consider by looking into the Ting Wei facing their dragon here as well. Okay, so this is one part of the goat and the dragon. Yeah, as it is. Now, next we have your Ting. Ting is one that sits on metal. Now, fire sitting on metal. And now here comes to the point now. In the first part, what can we say about the rooster? The rooster combines with the dragon. Now, usually the English word as well as the Chinese word, that we use the word harm, we use the word combine, we use the word destruction. We use all these words, like bullying, punishment. Okay, now maybe the word bullying, punishment, or the word punishment may sound negative, and you can say that at all times it is negative. So bullying, punishment is negative, and almost all the time. But when we come to the word harm and combine and destruct, one should not immediately attribute that harm is negative and so is destruction. I mean, let's say, for example, harm is to prevent from combining, prevent from combining. And combine can also mean combine away. It can also be a combination that brings it away. And so this may not be immediately positive all the time. One can also say that. And so this combination here is a combination if it is combined. I mean, if it is a useful God and is combined away, it can also denote something that is negative. Now, for a male thing, what is indirect wealth is basically the girlfriend star, or since this is a spouse pillar, it can also denote a spouse, can denote a spouse. So such combination may be unfavorable, may be an unfavorable combination. It may be combined away, so combined away kind of a thing. They come and see it as well, a combination. And a combination can also see that in one analogy, we can see that the sin metal and the yeet wood. Now, sin metal and yeet wood is a form of, there is some relationship that is sexual by nature. So there's a sexual relationship by nature. So this combination can also denote that involve some of these form. And so if this combination is negative, it is unfavorable, it can also mean that there will be marital problems. It can be a marital problem. You can find that there is a third party, or can find the event that is cheating. So one should be very careful that the word combine doesn't immediately mean it is positive. It may not necessarily mean that. But of course, if the combination is positive, then of course it can then bring the benefits, and the benefit for this combination, for the case for this particular daymaster, what does dragon and rooster combines produce? What does it produce? What does dragon and produce? It produce metal. Very good. It produces metal, and metal is what is metal to the Ting daymaster, to the Ting fire daymaster. Metal represents wealth. It represents wealth. And therefore, if the combination is favorable, then this represents an opportunity to make money. So a make money opportunity. So how does one make money for this structure? Research. Research. Direct resource is about direct resource believes in education. Direct resource believes in information. Information. And so having the right information, and hurting officer is trading, is trading. And 7K is also active trading. Therefore, if this is a favorable combination, then think you may have opportunities to make money. We can also find that in terms of the Shensha, we have the Grand Duke combo, monthly virtue, and this can also indicate the opportunities for the rooster here to be able to make. And making money is, of course, something that Ting Yu is very happy since it is sitting on wealth and it's sitting on indirect wealth. And indirect wealth is about trading. It's about making money without that effort kind of thing as well. All right, therefore this would be how one can read on the Ting Yu days, the rooster. Okay, let's come into the Ting Hai, which is your fire pig. Now, fire pig is pretty much a very dynamic character sitting on direct officer, sitting on direct resource. Therefore, it sits on two of the pressures as a pillar. Now, fire on water, of course, makes this Ting fire needing to find needing to find wood, and therefore meeting wood would make it very productive. And therefore here, when meeting wood in the form of direct resource and the indirect resource becomes favorable. It becomes favorable. It becomes favorable in the sense that it has an element that produces more fire to it. Therefore, this indicates that Ting Hai meeting Dread Dragon, though we may find that what weakens it may be health related because of the hurting officer, but what benefits it most is knowledge or health, or in a way the nobleman that comes into the form of more resource meeting. So more resource can also means luck. More resource is also luck, because resource here also may mean guardian angel to a certain degree itself. So therefore, feeling lucky to be able to have a more productive uh, year in order to shine, that comes into the part as well. All right, so therefore that we can see on how we can look into this Ting Hai. Now, Ting Hai is about the stars at night, because sometimes Hai or Ren represents the ocean or the big expanse, big sky. Therefore, Ting Hai would be very good if it is born at night. Again, we would like to see our Ting Fire Daymasters born at night. When it's born at night, it then will be able to shine. If it is born during the day, then generally it we will find that life is very hard. Life is hard because uh, you need to burn brighter in order to attract attention, and not many people notice you. If that is the case. And so the remedy for those Ting fire born during the day is to migrate, to migrate to countries where it was night when you were born. So basically, 180 degrees away from where you are. From where you are, from south to north, from east to west. Therefore, that would be just one of the better remedies for a longer period. All right, so anyway, this will be looking into the Ting